So this was my taste illusion experiment. I'll start out by talking about the five basic tastes, which are sweet, so like sugar, anything like that; sour, which we can almost consider the opposite of sweet, but it may not be; saltiness, and bitterness. Bitterness is one of the ones that's very hard to define, but uh, so we have sweet, sour, salty, bitter. That may be some of the only tastes you've heard of, but we also have the fifth basic taste, which is umami, which is I consider it the opposite of sweetness almost. It's savoriness. Um, it's found in things like mushrooms and soy sauce are two very particularly umami filled foods. The one of the most common things that is very umami tasting is something like MSG, which is a naturally occurring salt that is used in a lot of Asian cuisines to enhance the umami flavor. So this is the overview of my experiment, which I did on my mother. The colored carbonated water is placed on the table. I have my mother sit at the table, or the participant. Then I asked her to try each of the drinks in order and say what they taste, and say what she tasted. Then I recorded each of her responses, and I made sure to take important note of the faces that she made during the response and how long it took for each response, as I think this is important to understanding whether what she is tasting and how confident it is she is tasting what she thinks she's tasting. And then the experiment is over and the water removed and the participant leaves. So this is a video of my experiment.
Doesn't taste like anything really. Oh, it's so sweet. Whew. Nothing.
So, was my hypothesis confirmed? So I hypothesized that even though all of the drinks were flavorless, that she would taste the yellow one as sour and the red one as sour lemon flavored, and the red one as sweet strawberry flavored. Was my hypothesis confirmed? Yes, but partially. Um, the lemon one did not work. The yellow one did not work as expected. It was that she tasted nothing, and the red one she didn't taste strawberry as I expected. She just tasted it as very sweet. Um, Now whether this was because she didn't want to go into a long description, I don't know, but I think that it only partially confirms my hypothesis. So, my further research would be: is this effect social or evolutionary? So, have we been socially conditioned by beverage companies, things like Gatorade, to think that red is sweet, yellow is sour, that sort of thing, or is it evolutionary adaptation? Did humans evolve alongside fleshy, um, brightly colored fruits that would have that we evolved to taste sweet so that would consume them and get the most nutrients and nutrition out of them? I think this is a really. I personally think that it could be a combination of both. And I think that the fact that she noticed the red as sweet and not a specific flavor means that it may be more leaning towards an evolutionary adaptation that we taste brightly colored things as sweet because typically it would be better for us, and it would be more calorically dense. Um, I in my paper I did find some research to show that we may have evolved alongside these fleshy fruits that we consume, and so they may have evolved bright colors to attract us to eat them more because we propagated their seeds um, when we ate them. So I think this would be something very interesting to further explore with more participants and a more well refined test.